So, after I got divorced, I came back to New York and I lived with Dora, who was studying to be an actress.
Gingy, you are the second youngest divorced person in the world, and you must act as if you couldn't care less.
I had no idea what Dora meant.
What I mean is, don't marry the first person you go out with just so you can stop being divorced.
Don't be ridiculous. Why would I do that?
Are you listening to me, Gingy?
This is a yellow ochre sack dress Dora lent me when she fixed me up with Al Beckerman.
He's very sweet, but don't marry him. Are you listening to me, Gingy?
Floral print cotton PK dress I purchased at a very snooty store in New Canaan, Connecticut for my marriage to Al Beckerman. My grandmother and Aunt Abby came to the wedding, but my grandfather wouldn't come. He was still mad at me for marrying Harry. Al was so sweet. He was very sweet. I said to Dora, Al is so sweet, and she said,
I know, he's very sweet, but are you sure?
he'll take care of me.
I know, but are you sure?
We both want a big family.
How big, Gingy?
Black and red print taffeta maternity dress, first worn when I was pregnant with Isabel, then Lily, then Michael, Joe, Julie, and David. David died when he was 18 months old from a 48-hour intestinal virus. Your son has expired, they said when they called from the hospital. Your son has expired? Everything changed after David died. I ordered this beige wool pantsuit from the Speedo catalog. It was my first purchase. I thought it would be a good interview dress because now that the kids were all in school, I wanted to go back to work. So I got a job at an ad agency. And one day, I walked in the office and there's a man. He's sitting at my desk and he has a glue stick in his hand. And he says, "Do you know how to open this fucking thing?" Well, it was as if Cupid had shot me. Fuck, he said and left. Later that day, I found out that his name was Stanley. So there it was. First there was Walter, then Harry, then Al, and then Stanley. I love this print jersey Diane von Furstenberg wrap dress. It's easy to put on, it's very comfortable, and if you gain a few pounds, it still fits. I was wearing it the day I told Al I couldn't stay married to him anymore because I had fallen in love with Stanley. It wasn't really Al's fault. Al was so sweet.
There was, for a brief moment in time, the paper dress. And I have one. I got it at Paraphernalia, which was Betsy Johnson's first store on the corner of 67th and Madison. It was kind of a grayish plaid sheet, and I wore it to brunch at Cousin Marty's. He was the advertising executive who married Steffi, who he put through medical school, and she ran away with the doctor. They were very impressed with my dress and how au courant I was. Then I wore it to Paula's sister Janet and her new husband Earls, who invited me and Paula to dinner at their newlywed apartment, which contained their newly upholstered dining room chairs. In the middle of dinner, I got my period. Suddenly and violently. And when we stood up, there was a blood stain on the seat of the prized new chair. For history, I should say the dress was completely intact, just wet. It must have been the predecessor to Bounty paper towel. Oh, anyway, when I stood up, Janet said something like, "What?" And I said something like, "What?" Like nothing had happened at all. And I left the room for the bathroom and got God knows what the three of them did, because I never acknowledged to anyone that anything out of the ordinary had ever happened. But I will remember it on my deathbed.
I started getting fat when I was 12.
I was always thin.
By the time I was 15, I was a size 20.
Not just thin, skinny. Which wouldn't have mattered if I had had breasts, but I didn't.
If I ate a carrot, I gained 3 pounds.
Mary, is that you in the refrigerator?
It was. My mother kept saying,
You have a very pretty face. You can be attractive if you just lost weight.
my mother was the most competent human being alive, but she gave up on me clothes-wise. She would send me off alone in a taxi to a store called Jane Ingle on the southeast corner of 79th and Madison, and they would bring me clothes and I would try them on. There were 3 mirrors, and no matter which way I looked, there I was, big as a house. There has never, ever been a good time to be fat, but this was a particularly bad time on account of Audrey Hepburn.
My shrink said,
If you ever got happy, you would gain weight.
and she also said,
This is all because of your mother.
my mother. I'm skinny because of my mother.
Yes.
Couldn't it just be my metabolism?
No.
By the time I married Kenny, I had managed to diet down to 152 pounds, which was real thin for me. But Kenny didn't care what I weighed because he was gay and he would have married me if I had 2 hands.
I have a picture of me and my first husband on a bench in Washington Square Park. I look really happy. I was wearing my lime green winter coat, so short, and a plaid scarf. But I was never happy with David, and every time I see that picture, I think how photos lie and how many marriages are just performances.
When I married Kenny, I wore my mother's wedding dress, which fit with some adjustments. She bought it at Bergdorf's. It was an absolutely gorgeous dress. Ivory satin, plain, with long sleeves and lace insets that came to a point, and a great long train. Just as I was getting into the dress before the wedding, the dressmaker pricked her finger on a needle, just like in Sleeping Beauty, and got blood on the dress. My mother said,
I know how to fix that.
and she did. After all, she was the most competent human being alive. She got an ice cube, and out came the blood stain. I wore the dress at my wedding. My sister wore it at hers. My older daughter wore it at hers until it got down to Jenny, my younger daughter, who said, "No way in hell am I getting into that bad luck dress." So, we had a dress designed for her by Vera Wayne. And Jenny got divorced too. We all got divorced. My whole family. Everyone except my mother, who stayed married to my father for 56 miserable years.
After I was married to David for 3 years, I began to endlessly fantasize about tragically and miraculously losing him. Every time he was 5 minutes late, car accident. Every time he had a cough, TB. Every time we went to a party, I hoped he would go into the kitchen and kiss one of my girlfriends and run off with her. But none of them liked him either.
You are ambivalent.
Ambivalent? I was not remotely ambivalent.
You are ambivalent. You are really in love with him. You are just too neurotic to realize it.
I was neurotic. But not because I didn't love my husband, because I was pretending to love my husband when I didn't. After 6 years, David and I split up, but not before spending an entire week talking nonstop. We even ended up talking naked which you might imagine meant we finally spoke the truth, but we did not.
Why were you naked?
Because we just had sex? Jeez, we were lying. And my husband was telling me he wanted me to stop writing. I mean, I'd hardly written anything at all at that point. I'd written one book, The Adventurous Crocheter. And I remember while he was talking to me, I recited the beginning of it in my head over and over again, so I would drown him out and I couldn't hear a word he was saying. There is no wrong way to crochet. There are easier ways and harder ways, but there is no wrong way to crochet. Gosh. So David and I got divorced, and I left my shrink. I mean, fuck you!
When I married Henry, I wore my mother's navy blue suit. I looked like a 110-year-old Italian war widow, and I lived happily ever after.
When I married Jerry, I wore a shocking pink Mexican cotton skirt and a white cotton blouse off the shoulder. It wasn't the kind of thing that would look good on a skinny person, but I gained 5 pounds. And we all know what a big deal 5 pounds is.
I look gorgeous in high heels. I mean, everybody looks gorgeous in high heels, but my feet hurt. My little toe was always crushed. I had a bunion. I was in so much pain, I couldn't think. So I had to choose heels or think. I chose think. So I went out and bought myself a pair of chic flat shoes. I made a lot of mistakes. I bought this pair of turquoise blue Marc Jacobs ballet flats that the salesman talked me into because he said they had toe cleavage. I had never heard of toe cleavage. But that's when I found out that chic flat shoes hurt your feet almost as much as high heels, and they don't do that amazing thing for your legs. Fortunately, at about that time, I met this unbelievably stylish woman wearing Birkenstocks. When I was in high school, I was a Doc Martens girl, and Birkenstocks symbolized everything that you did not want to be. They were unbelievably unstylish, and the girls who wore them had these big dirty toes that stuck out the ends. You absolutely could not be friends with someone who wore Birkenstocks. But this woman wore her Birks with a pair of baggy cords and a Comme des Garçons sleeveless shirt, and it was a revelation. So the next day, I went out and got myself a pedicure, and then a pair, dark brown, standard style, and I realized that Birkenstocks are actually the coolest, punkest shoes a girl can wear. They're a statement. These are my feet, we've all got them, okay? My husband had a slightly different opinion. He hated my Birks. He said that they made me look like a troll from Middle Earth. And one time, when the Yankees were in the playoffs, he made me take them off before coming into the same room as the TV, so I wouldn't hex the team. So after my husband and I split up, you'd think I would have stuck with my Birks, but no, I went back to wearing high heels. Oh, the pain, I couldn't think. But I look gorgeous. So I had to choose heels or think. I choose heels.
I just want to say jumpsuits. Can we talk for 1 second about what a nightmare it is to go to the bathroom in a jumpsuit?
I just want to say that I personally have a rule against sleeveless turtleneck sweaters.
I mean, are you hot or are you cold? Like, make up your mind.
Well, I just want to say that when you start wearing Eileen Fisher, you might as well say, I give up.
Hey! I just want to say, I hate my purse. I absolutely hate it. If you're one of those women who think there's something great about purses, don't even bother listening, because I have nothing to say to you. This is for women who hate their purses, who are bad at purses, who understand that their purses are reflections of negligent housekeeping, hopeless disorganization, a chronic inability to throw anything away, and an ongoing failure to handle the obligations of a demanding and difficult accessory. The obligation, for example, that it should somehow match what you're wearing. This is for women whose purses are a morass of loose Tic Tacs, Advils, lipsticks without tops, little bits of tobacco, though there hasn't been any smoking going on for at least 10 years. Tampons that have come loose from their wrappings, boarding passes from long-forgotten airplane trips, hotel keys from God knows what hotel, leaky ballpoint pens, Kleenexes that either have or have not been used, but there's no way to be sure one way or another. This is for those of you who understand, in short, that your purse is, in some absolutely horrible way, you. I realized many years ago that I was no good at purses, and for quite a while, I did without one. When I went out at night, I managed with only a lipstick, a $20 bill, and a credit card tucked into my bra. But I realized that there were some times you had to leave the house with more than just the basics. So I bought an overcoat with large pockets. This, I realized, turned my coat into a purse. But anything is better than carrying a purse. Because here's what happens when you buy a purse. You start pledging yourself to neatness. You start small. You start pledging yourself to neatness. You start vowing that this time it will be different. You start with a wallet and a few cosmetics. But within seconds, your purse has turned into just a giant box of debris. The cosmetics have somehow fallen out of the shiny cosmetic bag. The coins have tumbled from the wallet. The credit cards are somewhere. Where? Where are they? There's a half-drunk bottle of water in your purse, along with several snacks you saved from an airplane trip, just in case you ever found yourself starving and unaccountably craving a piece of cheese that tastes like plastic. Perhaps you can fit your sneakers into your purse. Yes, by God, you can. Before you know it, everything you own is in your purse. You can do the Cossacks with your purse, but when you open it up, you can't find a thing. Your purse is a big, dark hole full of stuff that you spent hours fishing around for. What's the solution? I tried spending quite a lot of money on a purse. The theory being that having an expensive purse would inspire me to become a different person. But that didn't work. I even tried one of those Prada backpack purses, but I stuffed so much into it I looked like a Sherpa. Then one day I found myself in Paris with a friend who announced that her goal for the week was to buy a vintage Kelly bag. I had never heard of a Kelly bag. My friend looked at me as if I had spent the century asleep in a cave. And she told me, a Kelly bag is an Hermes bag, first made popular in the 1950s by Grace Kelly, hence the name. She had heard that there was a dealer in the flea market who had several for sale. How much is this purse going to cost? I asked. I practically expired when she said about $6,000. Well, we went to the flea market and there was the Kelly bag. I didn't know what to say. It barely held anything. It hung stiffly on my friend's arm. It looked like something my mother used to carry. I may not be good at purses, but I know that any purse that hangs over your arm instead of your shoulder immobilizes half your body. And most important, adds 10 years. Well, she bought her Kelly bag, and it only cost $5,600. The color wasn't exactly what she wanted, but it was in wonderful shape. Of course, it would have to be waterproofed immediately because it would lose half its value if it got caught in the rain. Waterproofed? Caught in the rain? It had never crossed my mind to worry about a purse being caught in the rain. Thank God it was time for lunch. We all went to the bistro, and the Kelly bag was placed in the center of the table where it sat like a small shrine to a shopping victory. And then, outside, it began to rain. My friend's eyes welled with tears. Her lips closed tightly. In fact, to be completely honest, her lips actually pursed. It was pouring rain, and she hadn't had the Kelly bag waterproofed. She would have to spend the entire afternoon waiting inside the bistro before she exposed it to a droplet of moisture. It crossed my mind that she and her Kelly bag might have to sit there forever. She would get old, but her Kelly bag would not. And somehow she and the bag would eventually metamorphose into a monument that happens to people who care too much about purses. At that point, I gave up. I came back to New York and bought myself a purse. Well, it's not a purse exactly, it's a bag. It is the best bag I have ever owned. It's yellow and blue, so it matches nothing at all. And therefore, on a deep level, matches everything. It's made of vinyl, and it's completely waterproof. It's equally unattractive in all seasons of the year. It costs next to nothing, $28. And I will never have to have it replaced because it seems to be completely indestructible. What's more, never having been in style, it can never go out of style. It doesn't work for everything, I admit. On rare occasions, I'm forced to use a purse, one that I hate. But mostly, I go everywhere with my yellow and blue vinyl bag. And wherever I go, people say to me, "I love that bag. Where did you get that bag? That is the greatest bag." The Metro card bag. Buy one.
I never thought I would get married.
I'm not somebody who dreamed of my wedding from a young age. You know, I did not have visions. I just wanted a dress that I could twirl around in.
But 2 months before my wedding, I saw an ad that said wedding dress sample sale. So Saturday at 11 a.m., I was standing with 40 other brides-to-be in front of a store called Brides-to-Be. And then they open the doors and stampede. Everyone's yelling, "Eight's over here, 12's over here, Mom, where are you?" And just grabbing and purses swinging and elbows dragging. And somehow I ended up with 15 other women in a dressing room with no curtains, stuck inside a wedding dress. And when I finally got to look at myself, I just thought, who is this person?
I went to all the San Francisco department stores, and I tried on white bridal dresses with satin tops and big fancy bottoms. It felt like I was going back centuries, and the layers felt fantastic, but I don't do white, so no white.
So now I'm thinking pants. Wide, flowing pants, maybe in silk. Although I saw this parachute fabric once that was beautiful.
My mom was totally involved.
My mom and I were barely speaking.
We went to all these boutiques where the people are like fashion freaks, and they were so excited that I was getting married that we got carried away, and I bought this dress. It was dark green. And right after we went to see the rabbi to talk about the wedding, and my mother said, "Try it on for Rabbi Mendelsohn." So I went into the ladies' room and I tried it on, and I looked into the mirror, which wasn't easy because it was above the sink, so I had to like jump up and down. And then I realized I looked like a pine tree. So I took it off and I stuffed it back into the bag, and I realized this is going to be hard. Like, this is going to be really hard.
I've been dealing with my parents' homophobia since I was a young teenager. I thought they were gonna get there, but when I told them I was getting married, they hit the roof. But my fiance's mother was great. Right after we told her the news, she came over with this little plastic sandwich baggie full of family rings, and she said to me, "I want you to pick the ring that you want to get married in. Any ring you want, I want to give it to you." So I picked out this plain band made of rose gold, and it was my fiance's grandmother's. I think they said that it was made in the 1880s, and oh, it's just so beautiful and magical.
About this time, my mother went to a Buddhist retreat in Napa.
Finally, my friend suggested that we go to a tuxedo store.
She called me up from a dress store in Youngville, and she said, I have found your dress. I have found it. This is it. And I'm kind of laughing at my mother. I mean, my hopes aren't even up. And she says, I'll be back on Sunday.
I tried on tuxedo pants and they were slinky and sort of great.
At 3 o'clock on Sunday, I get a call from my mother. I'm 3 hours away.
And a white frilly shirt that fit perfectly.
It's me again. I'm 2 hours away.
And the saleswoman found a vest with a daisy chain pattern.
Set your watch. I'm 5 minutes from the exit.
Well, not daisies so much, just the chain part, interlocking circles.
My mom was like bubbling over with excitement, and she took the dress out of the box, and it was the most amazing color, eggplanty maroon.
Okay, so I didn't look like a bride, but I looked good.
I tried it on, and it was amazing. My mother literally starts screaming. She's running around in circles, and she's so excited about the dress, and she's so excited that she's the one who found it, and she's so excited because I looked so beautiful, and I completely felt at peace.
A few days later, my fiance's mom came over, and we tried on our outfits, and she said that we needed to go together. You know, we needed to match better. So she brought out these button covers that she had bought for the buttons on my vest. Oh, eggplanty maroon. I, Lisa, take the Amanda to be my partner for life, to love, honor, be faithful to through good times and bad, as long as we both shall live.
I, Amanda, take thee, Lisa, to be my partner for life, to love, honor, and be faithful to, through good times and through bad, as long as we both shall live.
My mom kept saying, why'd they have to do this?
I could hear my mom sniffling through the entire ceremony.
She even said it to Amanda's mom.
Why'd they have to do this? And my mom said, to honor their relationship.
Black.
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 When did we start wearing black?
I can't remember.
I love black.
Sometimes I buy something that isn't black and I put it on and I am so sorry.
I'll take 3 in black.
I'll take 5 in black.
Do you have this in black?
Is this black?
Are you sure you don't have this in black?
Could you see if the other store has it in black?
What about the LA store? Do they have it in black?
Why do we only look good in black?
I went to the store the other day and the saleswoman showed me a black sweater and I said, I can't buy another black sweater.
You bought it, didn't you?
I bought it.
I feel sorry for people who live in like Phoenix or Dallas where they wear things like pink.
What about all those women senators in their red suits?
And royal blue suits.
Turquoise.
Coral?
Magenta. What is wrong with them?
Don't they get it?
I mean, can we just stop pretending that anything is going to be like the new black?
Black.
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 Amy, I'm going to teach you how to draw yourself.
Okay. Sure.
You ready?
If you say so.
Okay, you start by making 2 rectangles, one on top of the other.
Okay. Oh, yeah, all right, sure. Got it.
Okay, now you put in a collar,
Okay.
some buttons,
Yep.
and a belt.
Okay. Sure, that happens. All right.
Add sleeves, and if you can't draw hands, just put them behind their back. You know how to do it.
Yes, I know how to do
There
it.
you
Wow. Like olive oil over here. All right. Got it.
Okay, now make an egg for the head. I'm not saying you have an egg head, but you know.
I hear you.
Okay.
All right. Got it.
And 2 lines for your lovely swan neck.
If only that worked. Yeah, there. Oh, such a swan neck.
Now, if you can't draw eyes, close them. You know, 2 little.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay. And an L for the nose,
Yeah, okay.
and a W for the mouth.
W. All right.
Okay?
If you say so.
And then curly or straight hair, whatever you like.
Tonight? Hot.
And now 3 lines for the legs.
Kind of like. Okay. Whatever.
Man, you can do
Yeah, I
this.
got it. I got it. I got it. All right.
And whatever kind of shoes.
Heard that. All right. Sure. Birkins. Standard style. Right. Got it.
They look great.
Do they? All right. Good. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just go with that. Sure. I have no
Now,
toes.
this dress has a jacket, and it's a lacy dress, and then you want to ink it in, and there you are. Ink it in.
Okay. I'll ink it in. Inked.
It's black, of course.
Of course it is.
So, there we have it. I love this dress.
Thank you.
It's from Eileen Fisher. So there. Black is always chic. They say that it makes a fashion statement and that it makes choosing so much easier. Who are they kidding? At this age, I have to wear long sleeves because my arms have gone to hell. My neck, oh God, my neck. Do you know that I put scarves around my neck and I look like Katharine Hepburn on Golden Pond? I used to show a little cleavage, but now the cleavage looks like a peach pit. Someone told me I could have Botox on my peach pit. But there are so many other parts of me that need Botox. The peach pit's gonna have to get in line. My waist, oh my gosh. My waist is a different, distant memory. If I find myself in a department store and it's like wandering through the desert, I feel like the forgotten woman. Actually, when I was young, there was a chain store called the Forgotten Woman. Now I am that forgotten woman. And they aren't even in business anymore. How ironic is that? The clothes that I used to be able to wear, they're all in boxes. My granddaughter, Allie, she loves them. She's 4 years old, and when she comes over, I paint her fingernails and her toenails bright red, and I let her play in the drawer where all the awful color lipstick and rouge and all of that stuff that the aggressive sales ladies try to sell me on. And then I watch her, and she tries on all my old clothes and my high heels and my hats, and she looks in the mirror and she sees how beautiful she looks. And I wonder if she'll remember any of it when she gets older. I wonder if she'll remember me. My grandmother, she'll say. My grandmother was named Gingy, and she wore completely shapeless black things. But recently, Allie told me that her favorite color is pink. So I think I'm going to try a pink scarf.
So I had come to the doctor from work, so I was wearing a business suit and lipstick. I always wore lipstick, even for my surgery. Like after the surgery was over, my lipstick was still perfect. The nurses were amazed. What kind of lipstick is this? They asked me. Deep Scarlet by Aveda. Anyway, when the doctor told me the news,
You have advanced stage invasive ductal carcinoma.
I looked over at my brother, he'd come with me for moral support. He was wearing this great pair of faded Levi's and a V-neck sweater, he was only 22, you know, so I thought, I can't die. I can't leave my brother. He still needs me. The woman who had breast cancer told me,
When you go to the hospital, look fabulous. They can be mean to you. They can rob you of your identity. Put on an important piece of jewelry and always look your best.
my mother gave me this white waffle cotton robe to wear over my surgical gown. You know, it was short and it was glamorous. It was definitely more spa than surgery. I wore it the day the doctor came in to undress my mastectomy wound, and I was going to see it for the first time. I wore that robe and my Indian candelabra freshwater pearl earrings. And before my mastectomy, I had A- breasts. So when the plastic surgeon asked me what size breasts I wanted, I said, Baywatch. And then we got into this negotiation because she said, you are too small for such large breasts. How about a B? And I said, no, a C. And she said, okay. A B plus. No, a C. Anyway. The night before my reconstruction, my friend Meredith sent over this beautifully wrapped box. It was all like ribbon and tissue, you know, and I opened it, and inside there was this beautiful white lace bra with underwire. I'd never worn a bra with underwire. Until that moment, you know, I hadn't thought of my breasts as anything but like a reconstructed mound. But when I saw that bra, I realized it was gonna be a breast in a white lace demi-cup push-up bra. The next day in the operating room, the surgeon came in and she said, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. And she took off my top and she started drawing on me with Sharpie magic marker. She told me where she was going to cut. Here and here and here. Sorry. And it was making me nauseous, you know, just a metal table and the smell of the room and the surgeon drawing on my chest. So I focused on that bra. I thought about that beautiful white lace bra that would be waiting for me when it was over. I didn't want a nipple on my new bra, my new breast. I mean, don't get me wrong. The nipples that they make, they're beautiful. They look completely natural. But I thought, you know, if I have a nipple, every time people look at that breast, they're going to see this awful mastectomy scar. Whereas, if I have a tattoo, they'll look at the tattoo and laugh. I don't know what people I was referring to exactly, but that was my thinking. I wanted my tattoo. I wanted my tattoo to be a heart with wings. See, in Spanish, the word for heart is corazón, and in French, it's cœur. So a heart represents both love and courage. You know, I wanted wings. I wanted wings to represent all the friends who looked after me like angels. Sorry. Okay, thank you. So after my chemo, these two guys, oh my God, they made me this really beautiful wig. I didn't want to wear it though. So everyone at work knew that my hair had fallen out. You know, they'd seen it was falling out, so they knew it was gone. So instead I wore baseball caps backwards. I had this black suede one and a brown, what do you call it, velour, a brown velour one, but oh God, my favorite was my crushed red velvet. My Aunt Honey gave it to me. I saved all of my hats and I give them to other women when they're going through chemo. But I always ask for them back so that I can give them again. You know, I think of them as magic hats, a good luck thing, you know? When you get breast cancer at 27, nobody thinks you're going to live. But I did.
After I finished making all these drawings and all the writing and bits and pieces with them, it took about a year. I made some copies and I put them in a big red binder and I gave them to my children and to my two best friends. I was so happy, you have no idea. It was the story of my life. My mother was in it, my grandmother was in it, my Aunt Babby. As if they were still alive, they were acknowledged. Because when my sister dies, no one but me will know who they were. I was done. I had managed to say all the things to my children, things that you don't have time to say. I wanted them to know I wasn't always their mother. I was a girl. I had best friends. We did stupid things together. I rode on a bus once with Dora, and we ate dog biscuits so people would notice us. Then someone showed the book to a publisher, and I thought, who would buy this? It's too personal. But they published it, and it turned out it was personal to other people too.
It was a green plaid coat, and I got it caught on barbed wire.
Navy blue wool tights that kept falling down and making this web between my legs.
Matching dresses with my sister for Easter Sunday. Bright blue with smocking.
A gold lame dress that I wore when I snuck into a Sting concert.
Blue jeans that me and my best friend embroidered with peace signs.
My first cheerleading outfit that said Colts right across the chest.
Black cigarette pants that I wore one romantic night in Paris.
Cotton candy pink silk shoes with these bubblegum pink silk roses on the toes.
My poodle skirt. My pink poodle skirt.